found it or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where all your ships with portly sail, like signors and rich burghers on the flood, do overpeer their petty traffickers that curtsy to them as they fly by with their woven wings. Believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place. Therefore my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why, then you are in love!
Why?
Not in love, neither. Then let me say you are sad because you are not merry, and 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry because you are not sad. Bassanio, your most noble kinsmen, Graziano and Lorenzo, fare ye well.
Your worth is very dear in my regard.
Good morrow, my good lord.
Good Solania, when shall we die? Say when. You grow exceedingly strange, must it be so?
I'll make my leisure to attend on yours.
My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet. I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world.
I hold the world, but as the world, Graziano. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool!
Graziano!
With mirth and laughter, let old wrinkles come. I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee. And it is my love that speaks. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a willful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I ope my lips, let no dog bark. And so, fare thee well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then. Till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graziano never let me speak.
Farewell, I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks, babe, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried and made not bendable. Oh, Graziano!
Is that anything now?
Oh, Graziano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. More than any man in all Venice.
Well, tell me now, what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that today you promised to tell me of?
It is not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate. But my chief care is to come fairly off from the great debts wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most, in money and in love. And from your love have I a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear from all the debts I owe.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. Then do but say to me what I should do.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word of wondrous virtue. Sometime from her eye I do receive fair, speechless messages. Her name is Portia. Yet nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus Portia. And nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blow in from every coast, renowned suitors. Oh, Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, my mind presages me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do. That shall be racked even to the uttermost to furnish thee to Belmont, the fair portion. Go, presently inquire, and so will I where money is. And I no question make to have it of my trust or for my sake.
Sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in the mean.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instructions. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than to be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. But this reasoning is not the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh, me! The word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Larissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Oh. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, shall never be chosen by any rightly, but by one who shall rightly love. Yeah, but what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, overname them. And as thou namest them, I will describe them. And according to my description, level at my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, that's a colt indeed. For he doth nothing but talk of his horse. And he makes it a great appropriation to his own good parts that he can shoe him himself. I am much afeard my lady, his mother, played false with a smith.
Ooh, and then there is the County Palatine.
He doth nothing but frown. He hears merry tales and smiles not.
How like you the young German?
The Duke of Saxony's nephew! Oh, very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk.
If he should offer to choose and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket, for I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Narissa, ere I be married to a sponge.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a young Venetian? A scholar and a soldier that came hither in the company of the Marquis de Montferrat?
Yes, it was Bassanio. As I think he was so called.
True, madam. Oui. Of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon was the best deserving of fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. I found someone to fix it.
Good job.
How now? What news? Also, the 3 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave. What? There is a forerunner come from a 4th? The Prince of Morocco? No. Who brings word the prince's master will be here tonight. If I could bid the 4th welcome with so good a heart as I could bid the other 3 farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I should rather he should shrive me than rive me. Oh, that was a good one. Come, Larissa. Madam, go before. Whilst we shut the gates upon one wooer, another knocks at the door.
3,000 ducats. Well,
I serve for 3 months.
for 3 months. Well,
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
May you set me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Antonio is a good man.
Oh, but have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
No. My meaning in saying he's a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath a ship bound to Tripoli, another to the Indies. I understand moreover upon the Rialto, he hath a third in Mexico, a fourth for England, and other ventures he hath squandered abroad. But ships are but boards. Sailors but men, there be land rats and water rats. Water thieves and land thieves, I mean pirates. And then there is the peril of waters, winds, and rocks. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. I think I may take his bond.
Oh, be assured you may.
Oh, I will be assured I may. And that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Senior Antonio?
If it please you, dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork. To eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, walk with you, talk with you, and so following. But I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. Who is he comes here?
Oh, this is Senior Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian. But more, for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. Oh, if I could catch him once upon the hip, I would feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails, even there where merchants most do congregate, on me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I am debating of my present store. But talk, how many months do you desire? Oh, rest you fair, good signor. Your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by taking, nor by giving of excess, yet to supply the right wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed how much you would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
I had forgot. For 3 months, you told me so. Well then, your bond. Let me see it. But hear you. Methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abram was.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not take interest. Not as you would say, directly interest. 3,000 ducats. It's a good round sum. 3 months from 12 then, let me see. The rate.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Senior Antonio, many time and often in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for use of that which is mine own. Well, then it now appears you need my help. Go to then. You come to me and you say, shut up, we would have monies. You say so? You, devoid of room upon my beard, and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Monies is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low in an abundance key with bated breath and whispering humbleness say this, fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last. You spurned me such a day, another time you called me dog. And for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much money?
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, but lend it rather to thine enemy.
Why look you, how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames you have stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no what of usance for my monies. And you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness will I show. Go with me to the notaries and seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport. If you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for a pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleaseth me.
Content in faith, I'll seal to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'll rather dwell in my necessity.
I fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice, 3 times the value of this bond.
I pray you tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of a man's flesh, taken from a man, is not so estimable, profitable neither, as the flesh of mutton's beef so goes. I say, to buy his favor, I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, I do. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock. I will seal into this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's and give him direction for this merry bond. And I will go and purse the ducat straight.
Hie thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
You must take your chance, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
Nor will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
So, draw aside the curtains and discover the several caskets unto this noble prince. Now, make your choice.
How shall I know if I do choose the right?
The one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
Some God direct my judgment. Let me see. What says this leaden casket? Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he had. Must give. For what?
Oh, I don't know.
Lead. Hazard for lead. This casket threatens. Men that hazard all do so in hopes of fair advantages. A golden mind stoops not to shows of dross.
Oh.
I'll then nor give nor hazard aught for lead. What says the silver with her virgin hue? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves, as much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco. I do in birth deserve her, and in fortunes, and in graces, and in qualities of breeding. What if I strayed no further but chose here? Let's see once more this say engraved in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that is the lady. All the world desires her from the four corners of the earth. They come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. Deliver me the key, for here do I choose, and thrive I as I may.
There, take it, Prince, and if my form lie there, then I am yours.
and carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. I'll read the writing. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Fare ye well. Your suit is cold. Cold indeed. And labor lost. Then farewell, heat. And welcome, frost.
Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobo, Lancelot, Gobo, good Lancelot, or good Gobo, or good Lancelot, Gobo. Use your legs, take the start, run away. My conscience says no. Take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobo, or as aforesaid, honest Lancelot, Gobo. Do not run, scorn running with thy heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Via, says the fiend. Away, says the fiend. For the heavens, rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run! Well, my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge, says the fiend. The fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your command. I will row. Rare fortune. Here comes Bassanio. God bless your worship. What would you? Serve you, sir. The short and the long is that I serve the Jew, and the very truth is that the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me to run away.
I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. The Jew, thy master, hath spoke with me and hath preferred thee. Go, take leave of thy old master and inquire my lodging out.
I will take leave of the Jew in the twinkling of an eye.
Graziano,
I have a suit to you.
you have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Oh, why then you must. But hear thee, Graziano, thou art too wild, too rude and bold of voice. Pray thee, take pains to allay with some cold drops of modesty.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, speak with respect, and swear but now and then, nay more, while grace is saying, hood mine eyes thus with my cap, and sigh, and say, Amen. Never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. What? You shall not gauge me on what we do tonight.
No, that were pity. I rather entreat you, put on your boldest suit of mirth, for we have friends that purpose merriment. But fare you well, I have some business.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest. But we will visit you at supper time.
I am sorry thou wilt leave my father so. But our house is hell. But and thou, a merry devil, didst rob it of some taste of tediousness. But fare thee well. Wait, there is a ducat for thee. Lancelot! Soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo, thy new master's guest. Give him this letter, but do it secretly.
And so farewell. I would not have my father see me and talk with thee.
Adieu. Tears exhibit my tongue. Most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew. Adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian, and thy loving wife.
Draw the curtain straight. Quick, quick, I pray thee. The Prince of Aragon hath ta'en his oath and comes to his election presently. Oh, behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized.
I am enjoined by oath to observe two things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, if I do fail of the right casket, never in my life to a maid in way of marriage.
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 Fortune now to my heart's hope. Gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me must give at hazard all he hath. You shall look fairer ere I give or hazard. What says the golden chest? Ha! Let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not jump with common spirits. Why then to thee, thou silver treasure house? Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too. For who shall go about to cousin fortune and be honorable without the stamp of merit? I will soon desert. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here.
There, take it, Prince. And if my form lie there, then I'm yours.
Oh, Santa Maria! What's this? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule. I will read it. Some that read at shadows kiss, such have but a shadow's please. Take what wife you will to bed, I will ever be your head. So be gone you are sped. Sweet adieu, I'll keep my oath. Pressure me to bear my wrath.
These deliberate fools! When they do choose, they have the wisdom by their wit to lose.
The ancient saying is no heresy. Hanging and wiving goes by destiny.
Come, draw the curtains, Nerissa. Madam!
There is alighted at your gate a young Venetian. One who comes before to signify the approaching of his lord.
No more, I pray thee.
Okay.
Come, Nerissa, for I long to see Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
Bassanio, Lord love, if thy will it be.
Hey, we will sneak away in supper time. Disguise us at my lodgings and return, all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation. We have not spoken as yet of torchbearers.
It's now but 4 o'clock. We have 2 hours to furnish us. Oh, Friend Lancelot! What's the news?
And it shall please you to break up this. It shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand. Wider than the paper it writ on is the fair hand that writ.
Love news, Ife.
By your leave, sir!
Whither goest thou?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master the Jew to sup tonight with my new master the Christian.
Hold here. Take this. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her. Speak it privately.
What's not that letter from, fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she's furnished with, what page's suit she hath in readiness. Come, go with me. Peruse this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Well, thou shalt see. Thy eye shall be the judge the difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. But Jessica! Why, Jessica, I say!
Why, Jessica?
Who bids thee call? I do not bid thee call.
Your worship was one to tell me I could do nothing without bidding.
Call you? What is your will?
I am bid forth to supper. Jessica, here are my keys. Wherefore should I go? I'm not bid for love. They flatter me. But yet I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house.
Aye.
I am right loath to go. There is some ill a-brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go. My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
You must make haste, as there are revelers abroad.
What? Other masks!
No.
Hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors, and when you hear the drum, clamber not you up to the casements, and don't thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools with varnished faces. Let not the sound of shallow bumpery enter my sober house! Oh, well, Jessica. By Jacob's staff, I swear. I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. But I will go. Go you before me, sir, I say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out at window. For all this, there will come a Christian boy, will be worth a Jewess's eye.
Thank you. Farewell.
It says that fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
His words were farewell, mistress. Nothing else.
Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Look to my house. Shut doors after you. Fast bind, fast find. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter, lost.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo bade us make stand.
Sweet friend, your patience for my long abode. Not I, but my fair lady. Approach. Here dwells my father, Jew. What ho? Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty. Albeit I'll swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and thy love.
Lorenzo, certainly, and my love indeed. For who love I so much? And now who knows but you, Lorenzo, whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts are witness that thou art.
Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. Oh, I'm glad 'tis night. You do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
I
For the closed night doth play the runaway.
will make fast the doors, and gild myself with some more ducats, and be with you straight.
Ooh, beshrew me, but I love her heartily. For she is wise. If I could judge of her, fair, if my eye be true, and true she is, as she hath proved herself. And therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. Come, my love, away. Our masking mates by this time for us stay.
Who's there?
Oh, Signor Antonio!
Five, Graziano, where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock, our friends all stay for you. No mass tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard.
I'm glad on it! I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight!
Today I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Graziano gone along, and in their ship I'm sure Lorenzo is not. The villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship, which was already under sail. There, the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. I have never heard a passion so strange, so confused, so outrageous, and so variable as the dog Jew did utter in the streets. My daughter, my ducats and my daughter fled with a Christian, my daughter and my ducats. Why, all the boys of Venice followed him, crying, his daughter and his ducats. Look, good Antonio, keep his day, or he shall pay for this. Oh, there's news that Antonio had the ship of rich lady wrecked on the narrow sea. I would that it were not his, for a kinder gentleman treads not the earth. Shylock! What news among the merchants?
You knew? None so well as you of my daughter's flight.
That's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wing she flew withal.
She is damned for it.
That's certain, if the devil may be her judge.
My own flesh and blood to rebel.
But tell me, do you have news whether Antonio had any loss at sea or no?
There have I another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal who dares scarce show his head on the Rialto, a beggar who was used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me usurer. Let him look to his bond.
Why, to be sure, if he forfeit, thou will not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal.
Oh.
If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me $500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, and heeded mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example, why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me I will execute, and it shall go hard. but I will better the instruction.
Madam, word has it that Antonio is at his house and desires to speak with you.
How now, Tubo? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Why? There. A diamond gold cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats and that and other precious, precious jewels. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. No news of them. Why? The loss upon loss.
Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa,
What? Ill luck.
hath his ships cast away coming from Tripoli.
I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news.
One of Antonio's creditors showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey.
Out upon her. That tortures me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leah when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
Hey, that's true. Hey, that's very true. Go, fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. Go, good Tubal, and meet me in our synagogue, Tubal.
I pray you tarry. Pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong I lose your company. Oh, beshrew your eyes. They have overlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours. The other half, yours. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. Yeah, I speak too long. But 'tis to appease the time, to eke it and draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Let me choose. For as I am, I live upon the rack.
Aye, but I fear you speak upon the rack, where men enforced do speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll speak the truth.
Well then confess and live.
Confess and love. I've been the very sum of my confession. But let me to my fortune and the caskets.
Away then. I am mocked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest stand all aloof.
The world is still deceived by ornament. So may these outward shows be least themselves. But there's no vice so simple, but assume some mark of virtue on his outward parts. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge between man and man, but thou meager lead, which rather threatenest than dost promise aught, thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. Here choose I. Joy be the consequence. What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation? Here's a scroll, the content and summary of my fortune. You that choose not by view, chance as fair and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. Though for myself alone, I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better. Yet for you, I would be troubled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. This house, these servants, the same myself, are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which, when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
Madam, you have bereft me of words. But when this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say Bassanio is dead.
My lord and lady! It is now our time that have stood by and seen our wishes prosper to cry good joy. Good joy, my lord and lady!
And when your honors mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I beseech you, even at that time, that I may be married too.
With all my heart, so thou canst get a wife.
I thank your lordship. You've got me one. I got a promise of this fair one here to have her love, provided your fortunes achieved her mistress.
Is this true, Narissa?
Madam, it is. So you stand pleased with all.
And you, Gratiano, you mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our feast shall be honored in your marriage.
Oh, look who comes here. Lorenzo is infidel.
Oh, Lorenzo and Jessica, you are welcome hither.
I thank your honor. My lord, Signor Antonio commends him to you.
Ere I ope this letter, tell me how my good friend doth.
Not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind. Nor well, unless in mind. His letter there will show you his estate.
There is something in yon same letter that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself, and must freely have the half of anything that the same paper brings you. Do let me hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live, all debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. Sweet lady, when I did first impart my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing. For indeed, I have engaged myself to my dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy, to feed my means. But is it true, Lorenzo? Hath all his ventures failed? Hath not one hit?
Not one, my lord. Besides, it would appear if he had the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. He plies the Duke at morning and at night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state if they deny him justice.
When I was with him, I've heard him say that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. Look, and I know, my lord, if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio.
What sum owes he the Jew?
For me? 3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. Double 6,000 and then treble that before a friend shall lose a hair from Bassanio's bond. First, go with me to church and call me wife, and then away to your friend. For never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. And therefore, find out the church and meet me straightway.
Since I have your leave to go, I will make haste.
Lorenzo, dispatch thee hence in speed to Padua. Deliver there a letter I will soon provide into my cousin's hand, the lawyer Bellario. And look what notes and garments he doth give thee. Bring them, I pray thee, with imagined speed unto the common ferry which trades to Venice. Thereafter, return to the manager of my house until Bassanio's return. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon you.
Madam, with all my heart.
My people will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself.
I wish your ladyship all heart's content. I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you.
Very well, Jessica. Nerissa, I have work in hand that you yet know not of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with what we lack. I'll hold thee any wager, when we are both accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two, and speak between the change of man and boy with a reed voice and turn 2 mincing steps into a manly stride.
Why shall we turn to men?
I men! But come, I'll tell you my whole device when we are in my car, and therefore haste away, for we must measure many miles today.
Ready, so please your grace.
I'm sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace have taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but I am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit, the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go one and call the Jew into the court.
He's ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Shylock! The world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadst this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act. And then 'tis thought thou show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose. And by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the penalty and forfeit of my bond. If you deny me, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom.
Talk!
Oh, you'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats.
Yes!
I'll not answer that. But say it is my humor. So can I give no reason, nor I will not. More than a lodged hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answering?
No, this is no answer, this unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
But do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill.
I pray you, think you question with the Jew? You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the main flood bait its usual height.
Antonio!
You may as well do anything most hard as to seek to soften that which was harder, his Jewish heart.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
Every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and each part a ducat. I would not draw them. I would have my part.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong?
Doing no wrong!
You have among you many a purchased slave, which you use in abject and in slavish parts, because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them be free? You will answer, the slaves are ours.
He is
and
not-
so do I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. I stand for judgment. Answer! Shall I have...
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned lawyer whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stands without a messenger with letters from the lawyer who come from Padua.
Bring us the letter. Call the messenger.
Courage, Antonio. What in good cheer? The Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose from me one drop of blood.
The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me. You cannot better be employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Came you from Padua? From Bellario?
From both, my lord. Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from that bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew, thou makest thy knife keen.
Till thou canst rail the seal from off my bond, thou but offence thy lungs to speak so loud.
Inexorable dog!
This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned lawyer to our court. Are you he?
I am, my lord.
You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds the present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
Yes, Antonio, must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptered sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and earthly power doth then show like as gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, I tender it here in court. Yeah, I will pay it 10 times o'er, but I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority. For great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
No, it must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established.
A Daniel come to judgment, yea, a Daniel.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend lawyer. Here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath. An oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? Oath in hell! No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit, and lawfully, by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh, to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful. Take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the text. By my soul I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge. Oh, excellent young man, how much more elder art thou than thy looks?
Therefore, lay bare your bosom.
Aye, his breast. So says the bond, doth it not, noble judge? Nearest his heart, those are the very words.
It is so. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
How by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death?
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot fight it. 'Tis not in the bond.
You merchant, have you anything to say?
But little, I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do but cut deep enough, I'll pay it presently with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not by me esteemed above thy life. I would lose all. I sacrificed them all here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that if she were by to hear you make the offer.
These being the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would any of the stock of Barabbas have been her husband rather than a Christian? We trifle time. I pray thee pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The law allows it, and the court awards it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must prepare to cut this flesh from off his breast. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most learned judge. A sentence. Come. Prepare.
blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscate unto the state of Venice.
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice, more than thou desirest.
Oh, upright judge, mark you a learned judge!
I take his offer then. Pay the month thrice and let the Christian go.
Here's the money.
Soft, the Jew shalt have all justice. Therefore prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more than just a pound of flesh. If thou cuts more or less than a just pound, be it so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple. Nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscate. Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bar.
Daniel, say I.
A second, Daniel. I thank you, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Shall I not merely have my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but thy forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Then the devil give him good of it. I'll stay no longer question.
Very true. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, if it be proved against an alien, that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the part against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half of his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only against all other voice. In which predicament I say thou standst. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth. It is Antonio. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive into a fine.
They take my life and all, pardon not that. They take my house when they do take the prop that does sustain my house. They take my life when they do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
Halter, gratis, nothing else for God's sake!
So please my lord the Duke, and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. Two things, provided more. That, for this favor, he presently become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
He shall do it, or else I do recant the pardon that late I pronounce it here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Most worthy sir. 3,000 ducats. Jew unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
He is well paid that is well satisfied.
Dear sir, I must of force attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us, as a tribute.
Sir, you are liberal in your offers. And for your love, I'll take this ring from you.
This ring, good sir, was given me by my wife. And when she put it on, she made me vow that I should neither sell, nor give, nor lose it.
If she be not a mad woman and know how well I have deserved the ring, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. What? Let his deservings and my love with all be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Graziano, run and overtake him. Give him the ring. Come, in the morning early will we both fly toward Belmont.
Inquire the Jew's house out. Give him this deed. Let him sign it. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo. Oh, we'll away tonight and be a day before our husband's home.
Fair sir! Fair sir! Oh, you are well overtaken. My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, hath sent you here this ring.
I cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you show my youth old Shylock's house.
That will I do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll try and get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant. Away make haste, thou knowest where I will tarry.
Come!
Good sir!
Will you show me to this house?
By the river of Babylon, we sat down and wept as we remembered Zion. If I forget thee, Jerusalem.
Out your stout, Jessica. The moon shines bright. On such a night as this, Troilus, methinks, did mount the Trojan walls. Beside his souls to the Grecian tents where Cressid lay that
On
night.
such a night did Thisbe fearfully o'ertip the dew, and saw the lion's shadow ere himself, and ran dismayed away.
Such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew. With an unthrift love did run from Venice, as far as Belmont.
Such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith and ne'er a true one.
Come, Jessica. Musicians! Play.
I am never merry when I hear sweet music.
That light we see is burning in my hall.
That is the voice, or I am much deceived of Portia.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words. Are they returned?
Madam, they are not yet. But there is a messenger come before to signify their coming.
Nerissa, go in, bid my servants that they make no note of our being absent hence. Lorenzo, are you? Jessica?
We are no telltales, madam, fear you not.
This night, methinks, is but the daylight sick. 'Tis a little paler. 'Tis a day such as the day is when the sun is hid.
We should hold day with the Antipodes if you would walk in absence of the sun.
Let me give light, but let me not be light. For a light wife doth make a heavy husband. You are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. Oh, this is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to him. for as I hear, he was much bound for you.
No more than I'm well acquitted of.
Sir, you are very welcome to our house.
By the upper moon, I swear I gave it to the judge's clerk! Would he were guilt that had it, since you do take it, love, so much to heart.
What's here, a quarrel? Already? What's the matter?
A hoop of gold, a paltry ring that she did give me.
You swore to me when I did give it you that you would wear it till your hour of death, and that it should lie with you in your grave. Gave it a judge's clerk. No. God's my judge. The clerk will ne'er wear hair in his face that had it.
He will, and if he lived to be a man!
Aye, if a woman lived to be a man.
Now, by this hand, I swear, I gave it to a youth, a prating boy that begged it as a fee.
You were to blame. I must be plain with you to part so slightly with your wife's first gift. I gave my love a ring and made him swear never to part with it. And here he stands. I dare be sworn for him. He would not lose it nor pluck it from his finger for the wealth that the world masters.
My Lord Bassanio gave his ring away too.
Graziano!
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that I hope what you received of me.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it. But you see, this finger hath no ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I will ne'er come near your bed until I see the ring.
Nor I endure till I again see mine.
Portia, if you didn't know to whom I gave the ring, if you didn't know for whom I gave the ring, and could conceive for what I gave the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you did know the virtue of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not then have parted with the ring. I'll die for it. But some woman had the ring.
Oh, by my soul! No woman had it, but a civil lawyer who did refuse from me 3,000 ducats and begged the ring. Had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring to give the worthy lawyer.
Let not that lawyer come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I loved and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything, no, not my body, nor my husband's bed, no, by mine honor, which is yet mine own. I'll have that lawyer for my bedfellow.
And I, his clerk, therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so, but let not me take him then, for if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, you are welcome notwithstanding.
Portia! Forgive me this enforced wrong. I swear to thee, even by thine own fair eyes, I never more will break an oath with thee.
I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that your lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this. Bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
This is the ring I gave the lawyer.
Pardon me, Bassanio, but by this ring the lawyer lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Graziano, that same scrub boy, the judge's clerk, in lieu of this last night did lie with me.
What? So we cuckolds and we have deserved it?
Speak not so grossly. You are all amazed. Here is a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Bellario. There you shall find Portia was the lawyer, Nerissa there her clerk. Antonio, I have some good news too for you. Here is a letter. In it you shall find 3 of your ships are richly come to harbor suddenly.
Were you the lawyer and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
Aye, but the clerk that never means to do it, unless he live until he be a man.
Lorenzo, my clerk hath some good news too for you.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There do I give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Fair ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning. And yet I am sure you are not satisfied with these events at full. Let us go in, and charge us there with interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
First go through the actors and we give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, say where they're from, and oftentimes how many times they've been out here with Shakespeare in the schools or Shakespeare in the parks. So with that said, why don't we go down the line? I'm going to talk slowly to allow... Good. Who are you and what did you do with our production?
Tom Watson, set designer. Miles Duffy, actor. Adam Thatcher.
Where are you from?
I missed the first part.
Yeah, sorry. Where are you from, Miles, and how long have you been out here?
Lovely. My name is Miles Duffy. I'm from Fairmont, Minnesota, and this is my 4th tour. It's my 3rd schools tour, and I've done a summer one in the past where I actually did Merchant of Venice and played the Prince of Morocco.
And they somehow let him do it again.
I'm Adam Thatcher. I'm from Milan, Ohio, and this is my first tour with Montana.
I'm Chris Peltier. This is my 3rd Shakespeare in the Schools tour. I've also done 3 summer tours, and I grew up about 3 blocks from where Elise used to live in St. Paul, Minnesota.
I'm Rebecca Hurd. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and this is my first school tour and my 2nd tour overall. I did the summer tour 2 years ago.
My name is Brett. I'm originally from Longview, Texas. I now live in Chicago, and this is my first tour here.
And my name is Luke. I'm originally from Laramie, Wyoming, and this is my first tour of Montana Shakes.
I'm Joanna, and I am originally from Sanibel, Florida, and I did the summer tour 2 years ago, and this is my first fall tour.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm from Brooklyn, and this is my first time here.
I'm Claudia Bodie. I'm the costume designer, and I think I've designed all of the Elise events.
Yeah. Tom Watson as well, and Stacy Hostetter, who's not here tonight, was our props master, has also worked for the past, 15 years or 16 years with the company. And someone that's not here tonight is we have a composer, a sound designer, Davis Good, who is out in Pittsburgh, and this would be his 5th tour composing for us out here. So with that said, I'd love to go through and see if there are any questions that we can throw at the actors or the designers, or if you want to bombard me, about the show, about the characters, about the relationships, about how things are in the schools, the kinds of responses that we get, and what their journey is like. Any questions at all? Yes?
Why did you choose the costuming 1940s?
Why did we choose 1945? Why did we choose that time period?
I was born then.
That's what it was.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I did talk about it for a little bit. So we're post World War II, and at this time period, I was intrigued by Italy was handling a large influx of Jewish immigrants flowing through, making their way to Palestine. And so we sort of talked a lot about the issues of congestion within urban environments and the kinds of issues that may arise as a result. And it just felt like thematically, through Claudia and Tom and I in our discussions about where we wanted to take it, we felt like it could present a good conversation. Gretchen Mitten, who is right over here as well, she's our dramaturg and a Shakespearean professor here at MSU. She worked a lot with us extensively too with the dramaturgical notes that found their way into the study guide material for our classrooms. More questions? Yes?
How many of those marriages went well? 2 weeks after?
How many of those marriages went well 2 weeks after? What do you think, Chris?
We have opinions.
Yeah, I think one's got a chance. I think Graziano and Narissa's the only ones actually based on them liking each other. So, you know, we got one that's kind of based on money, one that's kind of based on a casket and poor communication, and one that I think might have a chance. I mean, I think in the moment they all believe that they do, but kind of when you take a step back and look from the outside in, the motives may not be entirely positive. I guess I'll leave it there.
I mean, it's good that they're dealing with trust issues right at the beginning.
Solid.
But it's wonderful how Shakespeare ends the play with the word faithfully. And the word faith just resonates throughout this play on so many different levels. And so the conversation of that allows us an opportunity to attach it to curriculum that then goes into the classrooms to engage the students in more conversation. Good, more questions? Yes?
How old are the students that you present this to?
How old are the students that we present to, Stephanie?
We are generally going into middle and high school. So for the most part, like chunks into like the 9th through 12th, but we've been going to a lot of schools that are K through 12. So we've had a lot of second graders recently in our audiences who are wonderful for the talk back afterwards. We recently asked what our favorite color was after the show, which is great. But yeah, but primarily it's middle through high school.
Great question. Yes?
When you present this in the schools, how do you deal with the anti-Semitism issue?
Great question. So how do we approach, I mean, if there's a question that comes up on how we manage the idea of anti-Semitism.
That's a good
Thank you. Yep. My water bottle's over.
Yeah.
How does that engage in the talk back, and also how does it feed into the workshops?
Oftentimes people will ask about it. They've often been prepped talking about how the play is anti-Semitic before we even get there. So it sort of colors a lot of what they see. So usually I ask it back to the audience, whoever asks that. I ask, okay, so if it's anti-Semitic, do the Christians come out looking good in this play? So I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think? Christians looking good? No, right? So how anti-Semitic can a play be when the Christians don't look so hot at the end? And so we start the conversation from there, and so you really break down what Shakespeare is trying to do and talk about Luke's monologue to the audience. Kevin has very cleverly had me go out there so that you become all culpable in those questions. And so we hope that when he's asking it, that you're actually asking that of yourselves. And that was what Shakespeare was intending to do. Up until he wrote this, Jews were a caricature. They were an idea. There weren't any in England. The Jew of Malta that Marlowe had written right before this, he was this monster, a cartoon character. And so then Shakespeare introduces this man who's asking the audience of Shakespeare's time, well, I'm just a guy. Like, what's the big deal? And we go from there. And Luke has often had really interesting conversations in the lunchrooms, in the hallways with them. And in the workshops, we talk about identity and how people aren't maybe what they first appear to be. You have to really take that extra step of getting to know somebody. You can't just write it off as what you think they are. That's what the workshops are primarily about.
The titles of the workshops, we have 4 workshops. One's called the Identity Workshop, a Values Workshop, a Stage Combat Workshop, because everybody wants stage combat, and then Shakespeare's Language, an investigation of Shakespeare's language, especially about rhetoric and how it applies to this piece in particular, which is just all about rhetoric. Great question. More questions? Yes?
So sometimes when you're acting in a play, there are certain components of it you don't always maybe see yourselves, but your audience does see. Has there been anything that your high school audiences have noticed that maybe you didn't see it first yourselves?
Wow, that's a great question. Great question. Any good ones dive into that?
One thing I think I said, the songs, but also like, how much I identify with Miles with Graziano has been like weird and interesting.
How much you identify?
No, the audience does.
Oh, yeah. No, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's
like it's also.
Well, I can't remember which school exactly it was that we went to before, but I had a feeling that there was more than a few that were kind of on my side in a way that really made me feel uncomfortable, you know? And so like that kind of energy that I mean, I don't feel like I'm a pretty good guy in the courtroom scene or anything like that. And just having some semblance of support in those things are things that I never thought I'd really see. You know, so that's been very interesting, and to me that's why we're doing it too. You know, that's why it's such a relevant play, and why it needs to keep being done. It's not for everyone that's just going to understand it and see that thing. It's to challenge audiences that might change their mind or feel differently about an idea like that we're dealing with here. And I think through that harshness that I'm putting on Shylock and that hatred that I have for him, I just really gotten a weird sense of I don't know how to describe it, but it's been strange. Most of the time it's great. It's really fun.
A bit. Oh, go ahead.
There was actually, we were just at Helena Middle School, and I was sitting at lunch with one of the kids, and they're like, "So, where was Portia's ring?"
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, that's a really good point.
Yeah,
Cluster up the money.
Yeah, I was like,
where's your ring?
Where's your text? You know what I mean? Like, that was their question. They were like, why is it just the guys who have to do that? Why aren't the girls responsible to have a ring? And I was like, it was something that I didn't even consider or I hadn't looked at, you know what I mean? But that was something that they were really kind of tuned in on that I thought was just really interesting. Yeah.
One thing I asked them a lot, like, what's the part in the play where you were most engaged? And so many of them say the courtroom. And I'm always really pleased with that response. I'm happy because it's it could be thought of as a very talky play or scene. And that is sometimes not met with enthusiasm. So, but I think that's a really great thing, an indication that they're really listening and they're really invested in this debate.
That's it. It's the debate.
Yeah.
It's the argument. Again, dealing with rhetoric, you know, and how that can play. And you know, years ago, Joel decided that we were experiencing that the plays, the issues, and the way they were presented with Shakespeare in the schools were heavy, and you know, and substantial. And our younger audiences, K through 6, weren't really getting the same kind of benefit as our high school students, which therefore we created the elementary school program to reach out to that younger demographic, to engage them and introduce Shakespeare to them in a different way, which has allowed these conversations to change within the high school programs, to reach out to them on a more relevant level. A couple more questions for dessert. Yes.
Well, you're going to fairly small schools out in the boonies. Don't you find that the students there have very little experience with Jews and other minorities?
Great question.
Aren't they pretty homogeneous towns to which you're going?
Yeah, I mean, often they are homogeneous, but then they're within what we think are homogeneous. Like, it's almost we're confronted with our own prejudice. Like, there are so many little differences, even in these little schools. They might all seem very similar at first, but then we go into the workshops and we find out a couple of them were homeschooled and they're having a very different experience than other kids. And sometimes it's not just race that's the difference, although there are sometimes. We've had kids from all over, Jewish, Gentiles alike. But yeah, we have to get to know them as well and not take for granted where they're coming from.
It seems like in the smaller schools, students, they're kinder, they're nicer, they're more willing to go with our workshops, and it's not so much of a I need to win you over kind of a thing from a teaching kind of a standpoint. Not that we play down to anybody or we communicate with everyone sort of equally, but But sometimes with those smaller groups in smaller schools, it's easier. And Steph made the observation the other day of a school that we were in with a particularly challenging group of students. And Steph said, this is maybe a school where they're not welcome to feel vulnerable. And in the smaller schools, in my observation, there is more room to be vulnerable, where the students are all the grades are eating lunch together, and there's more overlap. So I think maybe that feeling, that kind of principle, helps those students be more open-minded in some ways than a bigger school.
Good question. Great question.
Yeah.
Okay, time for like one or two. Yes, sir.
You guys put on a pretty seamless performance. I'm curious as to how much time you spent together preparing for tonight.
What's the rehearsal process like? What's the rehearsal process like coming together, and how much time do you invest as actors in the building of this process?
We are hired ahead of time, and we usually get our scripts fairly soon after we're hired, and then we all come together. We all came together in the middle of September and spent about 2.5 to 3 weeks rehearsing in this space, actually. And then for tonight, we took a few hours this afternoon and sort of made it work in this this type of theater. Usually we're playing to a proscenium, just where the audience is on one side, but now in the three-sided thrust, we just had to restage a couple things. So that was just a few hours this afternoon. Outside of rehearsal, I know we all have a different sort of process of memorizing our lines, or going over our blocking, or going over the homework of Shakespeare's words of what I'm saying, what they're saying, so we know. So we all spend some time outside of that, but
tonight, additionally, there was about a 2-minute powwow backstage early on in the play.
About how to handle the curtain.
About how to introduce new Shakespearean characters.
Oh, that's what you're getting at. I see.
Here's what's great is that, we have all this time where all this rehearsal time that's blocked for us to work together as a team, but we also live in the same house. We also get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day with each other and build the set together and take down the set together and eat together and travel together, and we're in the car together, So it's like when things go wrong, like the curtain falls down or whatever, we're all like, okay, now what can I do? Now what I can, okay, here, you can grab my hat, and okay, I will go out there and do this.
Here's a shirt.
I feel like it's not necessarily the rehearsal that prepared us for that moment, but it's just us living as a family and working as a team that we could all jump in and try to tackle that and make it still work, make it still be a seamless performance.
Yeah. That feeds so nicely into the conversations with students, because oftentimes they're like, how much money do you make? You've done any movies? You have commercials? Things like that. And it allows them the opportunity to talk about being an actor in live theater, and that the story that you saw today is going to be completely different at Skyview High School on Monday. The blocking is different, a student may get up and leave, or something may happen, a curtain may fall, and the beauty of being able to share that kind of opportunity, it's a teaching moment, what we call it really, is saying, on film you have 20 takes, 30 takes to get something right. Tonight, they had 80 minutes to get it right. And what's beautiful about that is existing in that live moment with the energy of an audience. And so the other part of it is letting the kids realize how important they are as audience, because they complete the process of storytelling. And it makes them, we think, really value the process in a unique way, because they're like, oh, okay, I'm as important as they are. So they engage. That's why Chris comes out and says, I challenge you this morning. I challenge you to allow your ears to adjust. Let's take maybe one more question, and then we'll have some wine. Yes, Adam.
Luke, I have a question for you about Charlotte's motivations, because I feel like there are moments where it seemed like money was the most important thing to him. It seemed like there were moments where his daughter was the most important thing to him, throwing in space. And I feel like he did a great job drawing all those things out. But I guess what I want to ask is, kind of rooted in that, like, why was it so important to him to have the pound of flesh? Why was he not satisfied with the money? And what was, like, his central motivation of driving that intent?
Brilliant question.
That's an excellent question. I mean, and that's great, because I think that it like he has this arc that changes what he values as he goes along. And for him at first, it's respect and money and this kind of battle that he has, but he also has this responsibility with his daughter. And for me, at least, it seemed like, I read all about the different people who played Shylock, and there's so much commentary about Shylock, but I was trying to find out what would key in for me the most, to be the most important thing. And for me, it was this relationship with his daughter, because his wife is no longer in the picture. Jessica is kind of forced into this much older role than she should be at the age that she is. And I was curious about the idea about, if he's trying to make money to take care of his daughter. Perhaps for me, this is just kind of what I came up with, but I mean, for me, it was a promise that he made to his wife. And so, as at first, he has a lot of angst towards Antonio, and there's the money idea. But as soon as they take his daughter, it's when his values, I think, begin to change. And I think in that moment, when he finds out, it's the scene with Tubal. Is the crux of the change for me, at least for my Shylock, was that in that moment when he finds out that Lorenzo and her gave away the ring, that was the only thing he had left of his wife. I think that's when the switch becomes, and I think the thing about Shylock is that he has honor. He's a man of his word, and I think that is his undoing in the end. And whether because of the unfairness he feels he's been treated with, he says it with Tubal, I will have the heart of him if he forfeit. And in anger, he makes a promise to God that he is going to take the flesh. And for me, when I enter the courtroom, my Shylock doesn't want to go through with it. But because he is a man of his word, and because he made the promise, he has to go through with it. I think in order to maintain his honor. It seems like, which I don't know if it's a good decision or anything, but at least for me, that's how.
That's really why, we talked about, Shakespeare being the human scholar in terms of the plays that he wrote, If you contrast it to Marlowe's The Jew of Malta, there's so much more humanity written in the character of Shylock, and so that has been a big part of the curriculum and the conversation. And we've tried it a variety of ways in rehearsal too. We've had angry Shylock, we've had really, really sad Shylock. But what I love about the courtroom scene is the balance between Portia and Shylock, and the idea that really no one's behaving bad, and no one's behaving rightly here. Everyone's behaving bad, on some level. And so again, it really solicits some great conversation. That can hopefully continue into the car ride home, or back home at the dinner table with mom and dad, or in the classroom, as long as they walk away thinking and talking and staying engaged in Shakespeare. That's the goal.